Hello, guys. Welcome. And those who are watching my video, please click subscribe and click like to support my channel. And today I have a couple of things to share with you guys. First, the North Korea taunting statement about the South Korea. Uh, Let me see. North Korea, they said that the powerful sister of North Korea leader Kim reject the South Korean appeasement. So here's the crazy lady words. We clarify once again the official stand that no matter what policy is adopted and whatever of approval or whatever proposal is made in Seoul, we have no interest in it, and there is neither a reason to meet nor an issue to be discussed. Basically, saying like this. You kids are we don't really deal with like you the dumb ass you cowards. That's what they say to South Korea. I mean, the Korean ones to me it's like he's a real psycho, and Moon Jae-in and then the this one, both of them they're to me it's like a psychos. North Korea always since 1950s they clearly saying only the answer is a war or you put down your weapon and surrender to me. That's what they're saying, but I guess that's how like the maybe politics runs. I don't know about the politics, but the way I look at it and how they run the politics is like a really doesn't make any sense. And basically, also the North Korea government, all they want from South Korea is to put down everything and surrender to me and give your resources to me. That's what they asking for. That's why they saying like we have no interest in discuss or whatsoever. There's no terms, only their terms. Their term is become a communist country and dictatorship, so they can leave the country, rule the country forever. And basically, I mean, it's not what the basically whatever the South Korea is doing what North Korea asking for. So they turn off the broadcasting systems, the radios, and doing whatever they asking. So that's why like South North Korea they taunting the South Korea. You dumbass, just do whatever I said. That's what they North Korea are saying. And Kim Ye Jong, she is not really doing anything that she wants. She just do whatever the Kim Jong Un he tell her to do. So basically, Kim Ye Jong is Kim Jong Un's spokesman. It's not she has a power or anything. It's a family business, first of all. If Kim Jong Un dies, then Kim Ye Jong also dies. So they have to help each other. It's a family business. And the interesting about the South Korea is like they have no idea what they are doing. And also, which means they are North Korea. They are hungry right now. The government is very hungry. That's why they're doing that. Yeah. If North Korea they don't need anything, they won't say anything. They don't do anything. Whenever they need something from South Korea, they always say that. Always do something that's like nonsense, like a threat, and taunting them like that. Right now, I'm sure like the previous president guy, he blocked the um, doing business with North Korea, and maybe North Korea government they want them to South Korea to be continue on working the business in North Korea, so they can get more money for the government and nuclear weapons. And probably at this time they expecting more like a building ship like those technology from the South Korea, because that South Korea always giving some like a secret weapon technology to North Korea, and giving rice and fertilization that those chemicals to North Korea providing. So that's why North Korea they doing that. They needed something more valuable than previously. And here's another articles that North Korea government just published. It's saying, let me see. Okay, the first one is the U.S. statement on openness to dialogue. So the President Trump, he had the first time sat down with Kim Jong Un in 2018 in Singapore. So they talking about that and saying that North Korea is not anymore like the previous countries. And but this time when I'm reading in, it was published in Korean, and when I'm reading it, like they really holding back really very well. They don't like the saying like the cycle or anything like much as South Korea did on Mr. Trump. So which is really good, respecting the president of the United States. That means respecting us. I know some of you guys might dislike Mr. President Trump, but nowadays, it's all for us. So if North Korea government like hating any of us, then we should all stand up against each other. I mean, not against each other, but stand up for each other, protecting each other. Because North Korea and China, and Russia, they are one nation basically, and North Korea government was not really disrespectfully like saying anything against like Trump this time. So I was very surprised. That's not North Korea government system. First of all, propaganda saying that U.S. is the bloody thirsty enemies countries in the world, and they also said North Korea rejects the U.S. Framing. Like basically, they don't want to talk about, not interested in talk with the United States, but they don't say it like a nasty way. They are more giving a respect to Mr. Trump. So people then like during the Biden administration, they will say that nastily because they have no appeal. But President Trump, he threatened Kim Jong Un, saying like, if you disrespect or like don't do this, I can attack you. So that's why I think they afraid of it, because they know Mr. Trump will do something, but they make him mad. So, and here they say that North Korea government is not puppet country state as like previously. So don't underestimate us. We are formally a nuclear or weapon equipped country. So that's what they say. But this is not good for the inside the state of North Korea, because they cannot use this again against the U.S. like a propaganda wise, because they want to use in something that's telling people like inside the North Korea, saying like we are a strong, good country. Our leader is doing great. So United States of America is afraid of us, but they can't use this because Mr. Trump can do anything to them. So basically, when it comes to an end, they say they are not interested in talk with the U.S. either, because they want to be recognized as a official nuclear weapon um, like holding countries. That's what they want, and it did happen. So a couple years ago, when I went in White House, front of the White House during the Biden administration, I said that like within 4 years, North Korea will equipped with a ICBM. Now they are testing, but they will succeed. But it did. So That's why I hate the Biden, because he should do more strongly on North Korea at that time, but he failed to do that, or he doesn't care. And China they got also like a backup plans for North Korea, but also mainly is South Korea. They giving all the vital informations and backups. Like Moon Jae-in, the he was like going around the countries and saying North Korea is a good country, and we should not provoke them, release like economic sanctions. That's what he did. And unless they, as long as it's like a drunk man's doing a politics, then they can persuade it, but it shouldn't be. I will post this on to the, if I can post it on the attachment, but I can, but otherwise, thank you guys for watching my video, and share the news with your friends and families, and hopefully you can, if you have time, to write the message to your government or your local government saying that do not support South Korea, do not support China, because they are terrorist country supporters. So, and also one more thing, South Korea is going to be a communist country soon, because they are heading to that way. And many people are saying that they are worried about it, but worry part is already been passed. It's been too late, because it's, if they really want to stay as a republic, they could have done earlier, but it's too late. When they're putting Bakune previous president, they all did together, but when the previous guy was opposed, they were upset. It was too late. They should have done that earlier, when the Bakune president in trouble. And way before that, when they hiring some people to working for the government, they should like do the background check, like they should not allow anyone to work for the government who is favor to North Korea government or communism. And they did. They didn't even care about that. And there's equality, equality. Equality is good, but there's a, for sometimes you don't need, you have to like overrun the equality and be more decisive. Look back during the World War II, does Hitler and Nazi Germany, did they ever thought about the equality? They say yeah, but they say it's equality only exists within them, as long as they have a power. Yes, equality only exists in the United States. Other countries it doesn't exist, because the only equality is for the dictators and his supporters. My main message to the South Korea people in South Korea is like, if you truly wanted to do something and remain as a free country, then you have to change the country with weapons. Because South Korea's main backup is China right now. So China is supporting the South Korea government right now. So that's why President Trump like being pissed off by the South Korea government. They just acting like a North Korea government, and they support North Korea and China, and they say security is like from US. So like they. Oh really? Have you been there? Yeah, I just saw the North Korea government website posting about the beach. They just made the videos and they posted on. It's like a normal citizens, civilians. They don't have a time for that. It's for the show to the world. Some of the South Koreans that are on the right parties, whenever I speak about these things against South Korea, they very upset because they say like I'm a commie, like supporting the communism. I'm not supporting any parties. I just to me both parties like the right side and left side, they both wrong in South Korea because even the right side, whenever they took office in South Korea, they always bow down to China. And whenever China says, they say like yes sir, no sir. Like, they always say yes sir that to the China, no matter what. So that's why I'm not really supportive to right party in the South Korea because if they want at least like once like during the President Park Chung-hee, and I was really fully supportive, and I will probably posting a lot of positive about the South Korea government, but I do not because they're both fighting each other just what the Chinese government want them to do, and that's what also North Korea government want them to do, fighting each other, and South Korea right now they're doing it, so favor to North Korea and China. Let's see if I can post this. Oh, of course not. I don't also I also think that North Korea dictator they don't he doesn't have any sons right now. That's why he's only like a carrying his daughter to everywhere. And I hope he doesn't. So the disaster will come soon then. And I think that China see some of the parts that North Korea government is deterring. That's why they putting military like chopper landing craft in nearby North Korea border, which means they getting prepared to push into North Korea. If that's happened, then really big disaster. South Korea probably will back off. US might be getting, but I don't see any benefit for US to going in there because if South Korea doesn't do anything, then it's a useless, it's meaningless. Because Korea Peninsula, they don't have any like the natural resources that can benefit the US. The building, shipbuilding technology, yes, but I'm hoping that the President Trump will bring that company to US, so it benefit us, and then Hyundai and other like Samsung, that digital companies, technologies, because otherwise those companies will benefit to North Korea and China, doesn't benefit rest of the world. North Korea government probably they interested in like a shipbuilding technology and then the Samsung digital because they can using against the United States. That's why they constantly connect with like Middle Eastern terrorist countries because they want to get some information about how to building nuclear weapon, and that's why they investing so much on Russia right now because they really want to get uh, submarine shipbuilding technology from Russia and Air Force. When I was in North Korea, I saw they had like only T-34 or like something like that. And the first time I saw was like, wow, this is a tank. But when I came here and I look at the other countries' tank, I'm like, that was a piece of metal shit. North Korea, they don't have any modern weapons against South Korea, but they do have a chemical weapon and a nuclear weapon. That's why they um, dearly holding on to their weapon because that's the life uh, giving source. So some people might wondering, will North Korea ever giving up their nuclear weapons or and trade with the economic sanctions? No, they don't, because they want to have economic sanctions so that way they can holding against using like peoples. It's easy to govern people when people are hungry and the government is not. If people is not hungry, then it's very hard. That's why they want people to be stupid and hungry. So it's like when king control over his people, he want them to do whatever they want with a little of food. Like you're holding on to food, saying like, if you do what I said, I will give this to you. And of course, if someone is very hungry, then they do whatever they been told to get some food. So that's what North Korea is doing to its own people. And main country to supporting that system is South Korea, and China is not so much. Russia is right now mainly they giving North Korea military uh, skills. So that worries me a little bit, but not too much, because no matter what, like they advance against the U.S., they have no match because they have no financial stability, no like the modern weapons. So please let me know on the comments what your opinions are, and please do not support South Korea and China because Korean South Korea government is favor to North Korea, and South Korea is soon going to be a communist country. So you visiting South Korea, make sure you check all the requirements and make sure you're not being sentenced to or sent to North Korea, because South Korea could do those things. And North Korea government known as like the kidnappers. They good at kidnapping people from Japan and South Korea and China. Be very careful. Take care of you guys.